Hi everyone, it's Vince Lee back on the road on Sunday, March 1st, day 274 of my year-long birthday quest, and tonight's birthday quest theme is going out to Andre. Andre is a fantastic singer and a great guy who I first met during what I often refer to as my secret year of school. Andre was doing his master's in vocal performance at this school, and amongst other projects, he and I did a fun Magic Flute together where he played a spectacular Papageno. Andre was also part of a 4-man Cincinnati-based R&B group that I got to perform with a number of times. The story behind that is a fun one. I was at the school as a classical conductor, but without going into a big long separate story, I ended up playing piano for a whole lot of things there. Andre approaches me during a Magic Flute rehearsal with a recording, and he says that his R&B group is going to be coming into town and performing this song, and he says, well, you probably haven't heard this song before, but if you could throw something together and maybe play a little something, that would be great. Of course, having only seen me on the podium and behind the piano at Magic Flute rehearsals, he had no idea to my huge connection to the popular music world. So not only was that first rehearsal a note-perfect rendition of this R&B tune, but I actually played a chord so hard and nasty that I broke a key in the middle of the song. Every once in a while in the birthday quest, I'll go into some longer side stories which happen to be some of my favorites. And Andre just happens to be connected to two of my favorite and two of the funniest musical stories that I have. The first story comes from this production of the Magic Flute. Now, being a pianist for an opera can be a sad tale, because after dozens of hours of rehearsal playing every single note, all of a sudden you're delegated to play 90 seconds of the celesta. Then, Andre's Papageno costume just happened to look like a big brown chicken. And it wasn't his fault. As an actor, look, you put on the costume that's given to you. It's important for the story, by the way, to point out that Andre was not a fan of this costume. So you've got a very bored Vince sitting in the pit, bored out of his mind, and then the most hilarious idea hits me. I grabbed 20 pieces of staff paper, ripped them into quarters so I have 80 mini sheets of staff paper, and I start furiously writing out parts which I distribute to the orchestra during the course of the second act. The dress rehearsal ends, I go up to the front of the orchestra, I call Andre out, and the orchestra plays those parts that I just wrote out. Everybody needs a little KFC. Boom! Thankfully, he took the prank like a pro, and thankfully he did not beat the snot out of me afterwards. And of course, during the performances, he was absolutely fantastic. The second story is one of my all-time favorites, and it comes from a wedding rehearsal of an uncle of one of the members from this R&B group. So I'm at the church with the R&B group for this rehearsal, and sure enough, 2 hours go by without anything happening. The group is sitting in the choir loft, and I'm just in front of them, behind the piano, up against the wall. Hour number 3 passes, and the wedding family gets to the point where they're now practicing the entrance processional. It's important to note that the actual pianist for the wedding as a whole is not at this rehearsal at all, and I'm only there to play for this R&B group. Well, as the wedding party started entering the sanctuary, one of the older members of the family who was running this rehearsal came up to me and started shouting, "Piano player, why aren't you playing? Play!" Okay, so I start playing the twangiest honky-tonk you could possibly imagine. And the whole wedding party is coming down the aisle with the biggest looks of concern on their face. They're all... It's still, thinking about it makes me crack up so hard. It is without a doubt one of the funniest moments I have ever been involved with my entire life. In fact, let me play you a little sample. So when the procession finishes, I put a nice little tag on. Boom, bow, bow. And there is complete silence in the sanctuary, except for 4 voices hiding behind the choir loft, trying to muffle their laughter, and they were not successful. So someone in the wedding party suggests that maybe they should try it one more time. And as the R&B group picks itself up off the ground from laughing so hard, the bride comes up to me and asks politely if maybe I could try it again with some nicer music. So I of course oblige, and the rest of the rehearsal goes on without a hitch. Now back to the birthday quest. For Andre's birthday quest theme, I used 2 pieces for musical quotes. The first comes from that R&B tune that I first played for him and his group, and the second tune comes from Papageno's first aria in the Magic Flute. As always in the Birthday Quest, all musical quotes are played in their original keys, but their rhythm and surrounding harmonies are different. If you want to see what 2 musical quotes I used, check the bottom of the information section below the video on the YouTube page. Happy Easter birthdays to you, my friend. I miss you, I hope you're doing well, and we so need to get together for a long overdue catch-up the next time I'm in Cincinnati.